With the Minnesota Fighting Vikings roster becoming a little less fluid, we can pick through and talk about some pleasant surprises about some dudes who made the 53. One of them is defensive tackle Jumpin' James Lynch, one of my personal favorites, the Red Ragnarok. He did enough to earn a 53-man rooster spot, and they also parted ways with Hercules Mataafa, who I think he was in direct competition for that final spot. And Herc played well in preseason as well as last season in spot duty. And I think that Lynch was firmly on the roster bubble just due to numbers, man, because Lynch can play defensive tackle as well as defensive end, but the Vikings signed Diesel Dalvin Tomlinson and Sheldon Richardson on the inside, as well as brought back Everson and Weatherly and drafted Patrick Jones and Janaris on the outside. So it was going to be an uphill climb for the former fourth-round pick out of Baylor, but he made it. And hopefully the Vikings will actually put him on the field this season because he was good every time he was on the field last year. No big deal. Let's talk about the pride of Round Rock, Texas today. Background, only 22 years young, 6'4", 289, unanimous All-American 2019 at Baylor, was the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, which is kind of a big deal, man. Big time. 70 pressures, 41 tackles, 19.5 tackles for loss, 13.5 sacks, a 79.6 PFF pass rushing grade. And the Vikings were able to get him in the fourth round at pick 130 overall, despite those massive numbers, because he wasn't a combine wizard. He was a tweener. Doesn't have the length or speed that the NFL evaluators want on the edge, and didn't have the initial size to play inside, even though he played a third of his snaps in college lined up inside the tackle box. And he rostered last year, only saw action in 9 games, 53 total snaps on defense, highlighted by a sack on Russell Wilson week 5 in his first game. He bench pressed solid guard Damian Lewis, the pride of LSU, basically to Kirkland, Washington, to get after Russ's ass. Woo! Now, I understand why Patterson was sporadic with his usage last year. You have a rookie. 2020 was a weird year. No preseason, no rookie camp or OTAs to speak of. And yes, James Lynch is just a ball and whirling dervish of heart and hustle getting after it, and that's all great. But you do need technique and refinement if you want to get on the field in Andre Patterson's defense. I do respect that. And the latter can be taught. The former cannot. So I think that Lynch, with a full offseason under his belt, with preseason, with OTAs, with a full training camp, I'm just really excited to see what he's going to do this year. So I think that Lynch can contribute in a rotational niche role, even with that defensive line so deep. And I think that his perfect role would be a 5-tech, where you square up on the offensive tackle, basically a defensive end in a 3-4, but it doesn't have to be a 3-4. Just we're talking about 3-man defensive lines, and the Vikings have experimented with some 3-man front looks this year, and it could be a way for James Lynch to get on the field, even though he's a tweener in between positions on this defense. And although initially he'll probably be a game day scratch, but 17 games is a long ass season, man, and there'll be some times mid-season where guys like Sheldon, guys like Diesel Dalvin Tomlinson may need a break, and not even injury related. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Just need a Veterans Day, or maybe they play 10 snaps in a game that's already in hand when you play the Lions twice. No big deal. And then James Lynch gets on the field, fresh legs, just getting it, man. Lynch will get in, and he will sick him, baby. Woo! Love it. But your thoughts and our thoughts. James Lynch, year 2. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Most support that work below something at Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.